doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Rocking and rolling. Negus Fresh is in the building. How you doing today?
I'm good, bro. How was you?
We were just talking about how I reviewed your music a long time ago when I used to do music reviews, man.
I honestly was reminded by my videographer that you did that, and I do remember him telling me he was excited about it at the time because he was Sada baby.
Yeah.
And he was lit, low key. You feel me? So like he reminded me that you did that, like even before this interview shit and shit. I appreciate it.
How do you feel about having music reviewed by anybody? Does it change your outlook on your own music, or does it do anything to you as far as an artist is concerned?
For me, nah. You feel me? Because I'm from here, but shit, everybody don't know I'm from here. You feel me? So like the type of music I'm making anyway don't even fit the quote unquote branch of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really pay attention to no reviews because I just always been kind of doing my own shit. You feel me?
Yeah, that's usually the people that break out tend to have a little bit of a difference in the actual Detroit bop that separates them. When you look at like even a Big Sean, for instance, or even if you look at Z Loopers, who's really broke away and did his own thing, and it's hard to find it, but it is there, right? So
facts.
I was just talking to Asaka the Renegade about that. He was saying like people don't even know I'm from Detroit. He's like, it doesn't sound like I'm from Detroit, but I am from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that aspect of it when it comes to your music, of not fully being understood as you're from here, but you are from here?
To be real, I feel like that shit really just mattered the most to me with actually being from here. So like the people around, I feel like now like I'm starting to bubble in the city more than when I first ever started doing music. You feel me? So like I feel like I do got a niche out here, but it's more so as Detroit has changed, that shit has kind of transgressed into how I've always been type shit. Like as soon as I walked in here, bro said something that I had on corduroy pants. Like that's chill as fuck. Every nigga from around here ain't doing that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like not too many people is doing a lot of shit that I've been doing. But now I feel like when I come back to Detroit, because I moved here when I was 17, I'm 33. When I come back here, I always see like just the transitions of Detroit right now. You feel me? Like niggas is thinking about different shit. Niggas is grinding towards different shit. And that's the shit that I've always been on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel like I could come back to this motherfucker and feel good. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care about the public perception as far as like outside of the Detroit, but I do care. And I do want everybody from this motherfucker to know like, you know, that I'm from Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does matter, right? You do want to get, you do want to get the stamp from Detroit to some degree. A lot of people do want it. But then some people also get pissed off eventually and go like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not getting it. I'm fucking done trying to get it. You know
Hell no, that ain't even going to be me because no matter what, I'm still going to be repping Detroit. So, I mean, shit, you feel me? Like, my Detroit story ain't probably like everybody else that come on this motherfucker. Like, I grew up from here, but my mama wasn't from here. You feel me? She moved here when she was in high school. She went to Cooley, is where she graduated from. So, growing up, I grew up on Finkel and Mark Twain, so that was right by Cooley. You know what I'm saying? I went to Burns and went to St. Mary's of Redford over by CMA at the time too. But like my mom's or whatever, she wasn't really that stable. My mom's was from Patterson, New Jersey. Like, you ever heard of the movie Lean on Me?
Yeah.
My mama she went to that school during that time. So she moved from there to Detroit, I guess trying to get away from that type of shit. She moved in with her grandmoms. But I used to be here only during the school years. Then when the summertime came, I used to be in New Jersey. So I low-key kind of got like a good balance of being from Detroit and being from another motherfucking place too. So like, you know, you get a lot of influence when you go somewhere for 3-4 months out of the year when school ain't involved. So I come back to Detroit from New Jersey and I be wearing all type of different clothes. I'm talking about different shit. You feel me? Niggas is fucking with Lil Wayne and I'm fucking with Joel Santana and Jim Jones. You feel me? I'm tying a bandana around my head at school, just not looking like I fit the mesh from here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm from this motherfucker, but I just always been on some different shit.
Yeah, and to not worry about it, right? Too at the same time.
Yeah. But you want to know why I ain't have to worry about it? Because I used to play basketball, so couldn't nobody say shit to me. You feel me? Like, I was nice. Like, I was nice in sports.
You know, I always looked at that. If a famous artist dressed ridiculously, the fans will be like, this is amazing, this is incredible. And then they'll have a little bit of haters, whatever. But if that same artist that's famous dressed like that when he wasn't famous, people will be like, what the hell are you wearing? What do you got going on?
It just depends on the type of nigga you is, for real. Like, I just always move to the beat of my own drum. And there's a lot of niggas out here that's moving to the beat of their own drum. I feel like Peasy is somebody, he moving to the beat of his own drum like a motherfucker. Like, if you see how he dressed when he first came out versus how he moving and dressing now, like, and the shit that he popping, you know what I'm saying? He talking on a whole other level at this point in the game. Like, you know, I like seeing niggas grow, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that shit's supposed to be.
When you're talking about Peasy's, him doing that and him going to the beat of his own drum, what do you mean by that as far as what did you start seeing till right now?
I mean, shit, he just grew. He grew as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you listen to his music, like, you could hear the you know what I mean? Just the growth within the nigga, you feel me? From when he first started, you know, Black T Peasy to now, you feel me? The nigga, you know what I'm saying? He just dressing different. He moving different. He talking different. You know what I'm saying? He growing a lot. You feel me? Like, I like seeing that type of shit. And that's low-key, like, the lane of what my shit is in. Yeah. Except I don't really have just that crazy-ass street story to be able to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas I feel like every nigga from here done been off the porch. You feel me? At some point in time in their life. But I ain't been no off the porch ass nigga my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I started very much so on the porch. And then life moved me off the porch where you got to kind of get out here a little bit. So I feel like I jumped into shit. And I used to be kind of knowing that the shit wasn't really me all the way. You feel me? Like, you know what limits you could be pushed to, but I ain't ever been no nigga that just been, like, pushing that type of shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I try to be on some motivational type shit, just over some shit that niggas could fuck with. You know what I mean?
We'll talk about that early journey, right? So you're going back and forth between Detroit and New Jersey, right? Yep. And you're here mostly just for school and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Talk about growing up in Detroit and in particular, and what you were seeing from the music scene, as well as how your own music was progressing.
All right. So you talk about from a kid up until now? Because that was a motherfucking ACT question.
No, it's basically walking through the early timeline of watching your music career progress, as well as watching the music scene around you. What were you seeing?
Got you.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I don't know. I don't really know.
What year are we talking when you started music?
Oh, man, I ain't been doing music that long. I just started doing music in like 17, 18.
That's still a minute.
Yeah, it's for like 5 years.
So were you paying attention to the Detroit music scene before that? Because even when you're talking about Peasy, we're going far back there.
Yeah. I mean, I was paying attention to it. You feel me? I was listening to a lot of shit. I was listening to like early Mac around that time. Not early Mac, excuse me. Well, I was listening to Earl too. I was listening to Big Sean around that time. I was listening to fucking Dusty. You know what I'm saying? Listening to Bodie when he was with Currency. But I mean, I was into the shit. You know?
So it sounds like you were more paying attention to like the actual fundamental artists, the ones that actually have like, you know, that actually have the theory down a little bit, right? Not just straight up street rap.
Nah, not all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because once you do, I feel like when you doing certain shit, you don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be reminded about shit that you probably didn't have no, you know what I'm saying, didn't really want to be doing. You feel me? Yeah. I don't want to go back to them type of thoughts. You feel me? Like, I try to think about, you know, being on an island somewhere, sipping pina colada, watching the bitch move past, you know?
That's what I'm saying, bro. 'Cause sometimes I do think about how, like, we're consuming all of this stuff all the time, like, from the music to the movies to everything that we're digesting mentally. And it's like, you do got to realize that a lot of the stuff you're hearing and seeing is actually affecting you internally, right?
Exactly.
So if you're talking about, like, violent shit, like, there's a lot of rappers that are my friends that I stopped listening to their music because I'm like, man, you're just angry, son.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like being angry right now.
Yeah.
So, like...
You know, I try to stay on some positive shit. Not saying that they not, because I know them niggas is definitely on some positive shit for sure. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I love seeing a nigga like Peasy like grow from the shit that he was pushing before up until his last album. Shit he pushing now. I fuck with that shit. Yeah. Well, and that's just what I'm on. You feel me?
A lot of artists that come on here, they'll talk about when Doughboy's Cash Out was coming out, and like their Doughboy's Cash Out for some people made them want to go beat the fuck out of people. Like that was like
when they made their music, they was doing their thing. But for me, I'm the same age as them niggas, and I ain't never been on niggas to be like fanned out over nobody else's music. At least during that time, you feel me? I was like, pride wouldn't let me be like, oh yeah, let's go. So yeah, I fuck with their music. You know what I'm saying?
I talked to you recently, and you were talking about you're flying from Toronto to freaking Paris and all these places. What's going on, man? What's all these flights all about?
Man, shit. So I've been on tour. Shit, damn near all year for real. I'm damn near coming up on like the 1 year kind of anniversary, I guess you could say. It's kind of like when shit started shifting for me. You know what I'm saying? I kind of linked up with some niggas. One of my manager, his name Fonzie from Buffalo, New York. And he got, ties and locked in with, with the folks at Griselda. So shit, I just kind of been rocking with them.
Talk about that process, man. What's the tour like, and how does it work as far as you getting out there in the first place? How did you find this fan base?
All right, so basically the fan base came just off, I don't know, man. I guess just being at the right place at the right time for real. So, my manager, the nigga who's now my manager, the nigga used to hang my TVs for me. Cause I be buying like a whole bunch of investment properties and shit. So I got my hands in real estate down in Atlanta. I be buying cribs, flipping them, keeping them, Airbnbs and shit like that. So he'd come to all my cribs and he'd hang the TVs and shit like that on the wall. So the way that I met the nigga is just through a show. You feel me? Cause I was like fucking around playing with music, like seeing what the shit was gonna do. People was liking me. I did a show. Long story short, the nigga just kept on telling me, because I went through a stretch from like 2019 to 2021 where I really wasn't making no music because it was like, this is not really what I want to do. But he kept telling me like, yo, do your shit. You feel me? Like, do your music. The nigga invited me to come to Art Basel in Miami, December 2022. Not even on no shit like trying to put me on. I'm just hanging around a whole bunch of niggas. Griselda had a wave that weekend. Westside Gun, I'm not sure if you know who he is, Griselda. And shit, he had a big ass weekend going on. So Currency was out there. It was just a good ass vibe, I'll put it that way. So I'm just kicking it with niggas and shit. That's just how it came about. You feel me? I linked up with one of them, chopped it up. The nigga liked my music, and he just been throwing me opportunities. You feel me?
Now, these opportunities, does that include the tours that you've been on?
Yeah, hell yeah. That was really long-winded how I just said that shit.
No, but it's a good way of formulating it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just literally at the right place at the right time because our conversation didn't have shit to do with music. You feel me? Like, I literally was just going along for the ride, just kicking it with niggas. You know what I'm saying? That was my first time actually ever seeing Westside Gun perform. Because I wasn't really that hip to dog music like that. I ain't even gonna sit up here and lie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I just happened to be there. And shit, me and, an OG within a camp had a conversation and shit. That shit just been kind of bubbling since then.
With Currency, did you get to have communication with them?
Nah, not Currency. Nah, this is more on the Griselda side. Me seeing Currency, that was just me as a fan.
Okay.
You feel me? Like, I've been fucking with Currency music for a really long time. But shit, I want that one day.
Yeah,
someday soon.
Now the tours, which is kind of interesting because if you're not really pressing on music right, to be able to go on a tour and perform and for the audience to be engaged with it, it's a lot of their first time probably hearing you if you're on tour, right?
Exactly, bro.
So how'd you make it happen where the audiences are going crazy about you?
Man, I think it's just the raw and the real shit of the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a triumphant story. And like I said, when I come out there, bro, I'm spitting and providing just so much energy to the crowd. You feel me? I feel like I'm fucking watering plants out there type shit. You feel me? Like, that's how I feel. Like, I feel like I'm watering plants because after the shit, motherfuckers be like, yo, like, that motivated me to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my one homie, bro, that I done met since I've been doing these tours. Like, dog got cancer, you feel me? Like, my dog messaged me on the gram one day in chemo, like, yeah, bro, like, your music motivating me to get through this chemo. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see shit like that, like, that's powerful shit to read, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, I real deal feel like I'm out here just helping motherfuckers, you feel me?
No, that's insane. Especially when you hear when you get it from a message from a person that's a supporter that's just going through a regular day things, and you're helping them. That's one factor. But for somebody to go through a life-threatening illness and be able to still reach out and be like, "Yo, you're actually helping me through the toughest time in my life," and most people's life can't even help. Like, most people can't even take on the challenge of dealing with that, and you're giving them comfort throughout that time. Which says a lot to your lyricism, right? So how do you think your lyrics are impacting people?
I honestly just feel like it's giving people a sense of hope, for real, if I'm being honest. Because, like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's just giving people hope. Because I'm not out here trying to act like nobody. You feel me? I'm just being myself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no dumb nigga. I went to college, you feel me? I got like a whole bachelor's degree in math, a master's degree in math, you feel me? Like, I feel like I'm just not trying to be nobody else. You feel me? Like, and I'm trying to tell everybody else to be themselves too, because they gonna get way further in life type shit.
Do you think that school can deter a music career, or do you think that there's a benefit to it to have some type of structure beyond just music itself?
You talk about as far as going to college?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like you got to go to college to make music.
No, I'm saying, like, do you feel like it could be a deterrent away from paying attention to just purely making music, or do you feel like somehow?
Oh, nah. You know how many hours it is in a day? It's 24 of them motherfuckers, bro. You got to strategically set them hoes up properly. You feel me? Like, It's a lot of hours in a day. If you really trying to get to some pape, like you got to stagger that shit.
Talk about the tours themselves, the experiences of it. Did you get to run across anybody? What was it like just to be a part of that?
Honestly, it's actually been low-key kind of like mind-blowing thinking about where we was at the beginning up until now, because I've never been on a tour like this, you know what I'm saying? And I've never had the opportunity, honestly, to be able to fuck with a specific group of people where they coming at me like, yo, we got this opportunity. Like, if you want to be a part of it, let us know. You know what I'm saying? So I started off with one artist named Rome Streets. And he, you know, he a bubbling artist, too. He got a solid-ass fan base. I did a show with them in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? We went to San Francisco. We went to L.A. And then where else we went? We went somewhere else, too. But, then we ended up going to London and Paris with them. And then that shit was like, it was good. You feel me? And that shit was so good that we ended up getting invited to come to Benny the Butcher shit. To go on tour with Benny the Butcher. So, like, shit, literally, we went from being, me and my manager, Fonz, we went from being in Paris, France, and London to landing from London into Boston, Massachusetts to do a show with Benny, nigga, like, off no sleep, for real. Damn. Like, just catching little cat naps here and there. But shit, then we went to Connecticut. Then, you know what I'm saying? We've been on tour with Conway the Machine. So we fucked around and, you know, went to LA again, you know. Then we went to London with them. You know what I'm saying? So I done been all over this motherfucker this year, bro. That's insane. And that shit has been fucking great feeling. I just put it that way, man.
Well, yeah, you're going across the world. You're not just going state to state, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you're getting more of a fan base? You're obviously getting more of a fan base outside of the city than inside of the city, right?
Definitely.
But it doesn't matter to you because a fan base is a fan base.
Yeah. I honestly just feel like I'm not a nigga that's known from out here. You feel me? Like, I'm from here. Like, if you've crossed paths with me during my years of living here, like I said, I moved when I was 17. Like, then you know my story. You know, like, okay, this a nigga that you should be rooting for. But I feel like as far as everybody else, I'm just unknown, that's all. And I ain't got no problem with that.
When you're talking about these aspects of the root and who you are and what you went through, when your audience is seeing that, what are they watching? Like, what do you know, what experiences are you talking about that people want to root for?
I mean, shit, really just, for one, I mean, just a typical story, single parent household, you feel me? Moms wasn't working, pushed off the porch at a young age. Just being that nigga that's always known for trying to get to a bag, taking care of the family at a young age type shit, you know. Then my mom's get in trouble, been in and out of jail, like in jail right now. You feel me? Like, it's just different shit that you just have to kind of navigate through. Some shit that it makes somebody do some off the wall shit, but I just took like a different route.
So right now your mom is incarcerated? And so, like, when you were young, what was the youngest age that you were when she was incarcerated?
Man, that shit started off really in high school is when she kind of like getting on that path. But that's why I said the first part of my life, I grew up a very on the porch ass person. But then once high school came around, nigga had to do what he had to do type shit, you know?
So you're in high school when your mom gets locked up? When
she started getting into that realm, yeah.
And you don't have a father around. So, like, how do they decide that you're able to watch yourself at that time?
We're in high school?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You have a house you have to watch after? You have responsibilities now?
You got responsibilities just because being the man of the house type shit. You know what I'm saying?
So they just let you be like, okay, you're 16, 17 years old, and you're like, your mom's locked up, and now we have nothing to...
Oh, nah, man. Yeah. I'll give you a little tune in. When you become of that age, you feel me? Like, my mom, during that beginning stage in high school, my mom's wasn't locked up for no long ass time. She'd do like a 2 weeks here. You feel me? Like, it'd be like little stints where, like, you wake up, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to see where she at, and then you find out she in jail. She be in jail for a little bit. Then you get out. But as an adult, like, later on, she ended up being in prison. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, Huron Valley prison. Going there tomorrow.
That must be the hardest thing to communicate to, obviously. Your mom, usually, I mean, not to say it like this, but in the movies, it's usually the mother that goes to visit the son in prison. Now, when you're seeing it in reverse, how are you handling it? Because I can't even imagine. If I saw mom, I would just be crying inside. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. So, like, that's what started me rapping, because I ain't had nobody to talk to. You feel me? Like, I ain't had nobody to talk to about the shit. I had so much just shit going on that I ain't had nobody to talk to. I tried to go to therapy. You feel me? Chop it up with a therapist, see how that shit'll go. She, you know, getting emotional herself, and I'm like, man, how the fuck you a therapist and I can't sit here and talk to you? You about to cry. Like, damn. I'm not supposed to be the nigga crying. You feel me? But yeah, I just started doing music. One one of my cousins or whatever, he had basically just told me that I should rap to try it out. Because I used to be at his crib trying to learn how to make beats, but I ain't had the time to be trying to make no beats. That shit very particular.
Now, it sounds like you got into entrepreneurship as well, right? You're talking about flipping homes and getting involved in the business end of things. How did you get your mind expanded to those points of learning how to make a profit?
Shit. Just understand supply and demand for one, and then understanding, like, I guess just the times that we be living in, you know what I'm saying? Like, people be talking about, like, how now shit is way different than back then. It's not too far off different if you just been paying attention. I feel like just more people understand now what's been going on forever. So you just got to understand them different pockets. So,
yeah,
you know, like, that's all it is. So this the one thing for real that made me jump into it was the fact that I like design. Like, I'm an artistic ass nigga. I can't draw. But shit, I like to put shit together. You feel me? So, like, I like to make luxurious looking cribs. You know?
A visionary.
Damn near. I used to want to be an architect when I was a kid. Yeah.
But it's like you can just make things happen without having to know how to make them happen. Like, as far as the design and structure and building it itself, you can tell somebody what to do now.
Yeah, I don't build that shit.
Yeah.
I can't build that.
No, I used to work for a guy. His name was like Chris Holcomb. He like flipped like whole neighborhoods in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I used to literally watch him walk into broken down homes, be like, okay, we're gonna change that into this, that into that, that tile into that, and just like it would happen like a month later. It's insane. He would turn $10,000 houses into like $60,000 houses.
Yeah.
And you split it between the investors and stuff. But that's what you're into right now as far as entrepreneurship mainly?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing up here. I've been low-key trying to find some multifamilies, but in Atlanta.
What's that?
Multifamilies.
What's that?
Like
apartments?
Houses. Kind of like apartments. Multifamilies are mainly, I mean, you can make a duplex, you know, like a upstairs, downstairs crib. That could be like a multifamily, but that's just too small. So I'll be saying like 4-unit type cribs, like brownstones. You feel me? I guess a lot of them out here that motherfuckers don't be buying up, but they be coming on the market. They be super low prices.
Yeah.
You could jump on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
you got a song, the Spoil You track, you know what I'm saying, for the ladies, right? You know what I'm saying? What was the reaction for that? Did you get the reaction you anticipated?
I did, actually, because the song is kind of like a little bit of an older song, but like I just never really push it. Because I wanted to wait for the right time to start pushing certain shit. That's like one of them songs I wanted to wait till right now to start pushing. So yeah, a video about to get shot for that, all type of shit. But I definitely got a great reaction from it at the time of it. But you got to understand time and place. I knew I wasn't where I wanted to be at that time. So if I would have dropped it back then, I would have prematurely did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put that bullet back in the chamber.
Yeah, you know, that's a huge conversation happening right now. Have you seen that on the internet? A lot of people are talking about artists holding songs in the vault and not releasing it. And so you're talking about that right now. And why do you think people are so upset with artists putting songs in the vault and holding on to them for so long?
I don't know. That's actually a great question. But I don't know. I don't know why they feel certain type of way. Hold on. First of all, tell me who they talking to.
All right, can I read you the quote?
Yeah, read
this is on. Do you know Detroit Rap Daily?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that page? So
yeah.
I think a videographer had posted it and they had reposted.
Really, I don't be paying attention to the news, so you put me on or something.
Okay, so here's the conversation. Give me 2 seconds. Almost there. Okay, Cash World. Cash World's a friend of mine. He's a Detroit videographer.
Yeah.
He says the only problem with most of y'all growth in the music shit is that y'all think people waiting on y'all to drop like y'all are Drake or Little Baby or something. Stop holding on to that music. Nobody's waiting on nothing to drop. If y'all lose your y'all will lose your fans' potential by holding songs on for too long. You're supposed to be dropping every 2 to 4 times a month, 2 to 4 times a month minimum. That's what he's saying. So he's like, why are you guys holding songs in the vault? Basically, it's like, what's the purpose of it? But you kind of just explained it. You weren't ready resourcefully to push the song if you didn't even release it.
But I mean, with shit in my case, I did release it. I just realized like what it did at that time, and I didn't push it at the time.
Yeah.
So it's been released, you feel me? But I just didn't put nothing like advertising wise in it, marketing wise. I didn't make a video for it because I knew I had to drop something else. That's all. When
people listen to when women are probably a huge part of your fan base, right?
Yeah.
And most fellas are probably like, motherfucker, can you not release this song right now?
Yeah, I don't mind that shit. I mean, shit, I feel like I don't want to go to a show and be a whole bunch of niggas for real. You feel me? Like, I want to come into some shit. I feel like I'm about to come into the scene and create like a different type of vibe. Like, I feel like it's a whole bunch of different flavors of Detroit, but I feel like I'm just like the last piece to bring the whole chain and link together. You know what I'm saying?
You think you can bring like that Larry June type thing to Detroit?
I mean, shit, we in the same family of music for real. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just chill shit like that. And Larry a dope-ass artist. Shout out to his people. But, like, yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like I could bring that type of vibe here for sure. Because we got that. We is that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Detroit influenced everything for real. So, you know, this be us.
As far as your own artistry is concerned right now, you're pushing your music, you're working on it, you're touring, you're doing everything it takes for an artist to escalate quickly. Have you been collaborating with any Detroit artists that can even take it to the next level as far as marketing?
Honestly, bro, like I done had opportunities to. You feel me? Like I know I didn't personally reach out to GT at different stages of his career because I fuck with his music. You know, he hit me up for the feature price one time. Then I ain't do shit with it. He hit me up for the feature price the other time. And it was higher, which, you know what I'm saying, that just shows his growth, you know what I'm saying, shout out to him. But I low-key just can't see myself being on nigga that's paying for no feature, you know what I'm saying? Like, I low-key want the shit to be genuine just because I just feel like shit, that's just kind of how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's niggas' hustles. I feel like when I start getting to a certain level, I don't even know if I'm going to let people pay me for features, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to genuinely fuck with the music. You feel me?
But do you feel like it's easier because you have your own resources and way of making money supplementary that it's easier to look at it like that?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I have a problem with charging for features, too, but I also do see that people have to survive and they're just not doing it at that moment.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? We just everybody doing music for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? That might be like his bread and butter, like what he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to that.
Now, you got to run into Benny the Butcher and work with him, tour and everything like that. Who are some other artists that you got to be on stage with?
Shit, Rock Marciano. I don't know if you know who that is. He a cold ass motherfucking rapper from New York.
Yeah.
Shit, Jay Worthy, Stally. Shit, who else we been on stage with? Jay Skis. So it's like niggas from New York.
So when you're on these levels, right? So you're getting to see the mainstream.
Corey Guns. Damn, I forgot about Corey Guns. Go ahead.
You're working at the mainstream level, right? When you're doing these tours and everything like that, and you're also witnessing the underground simultaneously. What are you seeing from the mainstream that the underground needs to apply in order to reach that level of success?
Said, what do I see that the mainstream need to apply to the underground?
If I'm the underground right now, since you've been in the mainstream and you've seen the underground and you've been a part of the underground as well, what are you seeing that the underground can apply that the mainstream is doing to help further their own careers?
Shit, you think they mainstream?
Who?
Benny the Butcher?
I mean, he's pretty damn big, dude.
Nah, he is big. But I feel like these niggas in like the perfect pocket because they just big enough, but they not like overly big. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they got manageable crowd and fan bases. You feel me? Like to where you could still have a normal life and still, you know what I'm saying, live good and righteously and put your shit out. Like they got quality fan bases, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like over the top mega Drake type fan bases.
Well, even at that level, right? Because everybody's searching for that. So do you see anything that, you know, people on that level that you're working with that the underground can apply even at that level, though?
Shit, not really.
So that everybody's in the underground is doing everything the right way.
I really feel like they are, honestly, because they doing what's fitting for them. You know what I'm saying? They being authentic within themselves. That's why I really fuck with the people at Griselda just in general. Just because every pocket of what they doing, they being them authentic selves. You know what I'm saying? They not being on no foo-foo shit.
With you yourself and your artistry developing, what are steps you're taking to develop your music itself and to develop yourself as an artist?
Honestly, just doing more shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always been a problem with me is like I wasn't really like vested in doing this shit. It was just like, all right, you know, like I accidentally made a song, motherfuckers fucked with it. And that's basically what happened. So I made a song. I told you I was trying to produce. Me and my cousin collaboratively, we made a song. It was like a beat, basically. Gave it to some niggas. They made a song. We ain't like it. I ain't like it. I told them they couldn't use the beat no more. And they challenged me on some shit like, you know what I'm saying, you can't make a better song. I did that shit. You feel me? After that, my cousin was like, yeah, you need to be rapping instead of trying to produce. And after that, that's just how that shit been.
See people like going crazy trying to make a song that's going to be a hit or make songs that come out and then you're just messing around and
just messing around. But it's because I was just talking about real shit, like literally writing memoirs over the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I could literally personally go back to listen to all of my music and remember exactly what was going on during that time. You know what I'm saying? When
your audience reaches out to you, what are the songs that they point out to the most that, like you said, even the person that was going through his cancer treatment reached out to you to talk about?
Oh, shit. Peaceful, for sure. You know what I'm saying? People love that song, Peaceful. Shit, Spleeze Way Part 2. This track called Better Made. Shit. Yeah, some shit, man. You just all got to go back and listen to that shit. I Don't Trust You. You know? But yeah, people just got to go back, man. I got From the West Side of Detroit, Volume 2, I just dropped. I dropped Volume 1 in 2000 and I want to say 21.
So now that you're, you've only been rapping, like, and pushing it for a short amount of time, but you're finding success.
Yeah.
It only came down to the point of you pushing it versus not pushing it, right? And you're seeing so many artists
doing it for real, because I really was like hoarding a lot of shit. Not so much hoarding it, but I just was like starting it and not finishing it because it was like I wasn't motivated. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like I was motivated on a whole bunch of other shit other than the music, but now I'm like, all right, I can do this shit.
What rules your mind most of the day? Like what's the main thing that keeps crossing through your mind?
Shit, every day. Get into a bag. That's really about it. Like just being in my own space, get into a bag for real. I mean, shit, that's really it. I mean, what else is it to do?
So when you jump out of bed, it's like, where's the cash at? Like, how do I get
not necessarily. It's more so this. It's more so like trying to reach unattainable heights and like enjoying the journey along the way. You feel me? Like I read something, I think I might have been like in my mid-20s when my mind started shifting on some shit, like kind of being on some, just more understanding of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit said, don't even set a goal that you can attain. Just fucking try to get to the highest height that you can get to and enjoy the journey along the way. You gonna do super dope ass shit along the way. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what I just be on.
You have you have like a very wise perspective on life, right? And you have proven that you can find balance financially and with your artistry, which many people are finding it difficult to do. Do you plan on like sharing that in a way that's consumable for people, like maybe a book or maybe like a way to people, a tutorial some type of way?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy how God works, because you the second person, no, actually you the third person to say something to me about that since I've been here this weekend. I just went and I was at the Pistons game yesterday with my dog Dre. He got the clothing line Engineer dropped by Dre. I only want to work with friends on the back type shit. So shout out to him. Y'all go cop that shit. And he was saying the same thing, that I should, you know what I'm saying, start creating books or some shit, or I don't know, how-tos and classes. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will try to do that. I keep hearing it, so maybe I should try it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 'Cause I do feel like I know a lot of shit, but I don't know. It's like giving up the sauce.
Yeah, right.
You don't want people in your business, but I understand.
I think there's a certain level of success that when you get to it, then you feel comfortable. Like, all right, I already did it, so you can have what I learned, and kind of move from there. But some people don't give a fuck, man. I figure out some people that have all of the sauce don't mind giving it up because they always find ways to reinvent. So they might as well help people along the way versus just holding back everything. Because they're always like, I'm always going to win, so I don't need to worry about what I have to win. I'm going to give that up to somebody else and just keep doing new things to win and win and win, right?
Big facts, yeah, hell yeah. There's definitely some homies that I didn't kind of like, poured into, and I done watched these niggas like blossom, you know what I'm saying, and doing a lot of shit. One of my mans, he doing big things in Memphis, buying a whole bunch of cribs based off, some shit that I didn't pass down in one of my college teammates. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just never thought of it being on a bigger scale like that.
With women being a huge part of your fan base, talk about why you think it's so easy for you to be able to relate to women.
I wouldn't necessarily say women is a big part of my fan base. I feel like...
I mean, I looked at the comments and the likes, man. I seen it.
Yeah. I mean, shit, that's just because I'm handsome. I think that's more so just that. And I mean, shit. And probably, like I said, it's positive music. It's some shit that when you about to get ready to go get to a bag or some shit, or you feeling good, you put that shit on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I just feel good music. But yeah, I think it's just because I'm handsome they be doing all that shit.
Women are just like tapping in. Like, what about me? Why doesn't it happen for me? I think that.
Bro.
No, but it is kind of crazy.
Try to throw that in real quick. What about me?
What about me? No, seriously though, like what the fuck, man. But yeah, when I look at, even the from the fashion sense to the knowledge that you have, again, from the financial to the artistry side, it seems like you got a very well balanced way of pushing yourself forward.
Yeah.
It can only get bigger right from here. It can't, like, do you feel like you're gonna do the thing where you might take a break again, or you might stop or slow down, or you feel like you just have to go all the way now?
No, at this point right now, I feel like I gotta go all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like the momentum is there. Not saying I'll be a fool. That's when that comment and come in place. You know what I'm saying? Because like now I got some motion going on. So I'd be a damn fool to stop and be like, all right, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'll be forgot about. Like now is when you keep on going.
Yeah.
So back to that comment, like this is my moment where if I stop and I'm hoarding music, I'll be the dumbass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I gotta keep pushing.
Like when you already got motion, you got to keep adding to the fuel, like adding to the fire.
Yeah, you have to, because once you stop fueling it, then you can't make no money off of it, and you can't enjoy the experience of getting to that moment to where that shit have become all the way passive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you see niggas on tour right now who I seen V's, you know what I'm saying, Babyface Ray, like they shit passive at this point. Because they streams going crazy. You know what I'm saying? They can go do a show real quick, make some bread. That shit going crazy. So
it's like the money continuously piles up on top of each other.
yeah, but they don't stop making music. You feel me? You got to keep going.
Who are you, when it comes to the artistry, who are you getting a lot of your insight from? Since you're relatively new as far as branching out and getting to these levels, who do you get to have communication with on a consistent basis to make sure you're always elevating?
It's really just two people for real. Shit, it's my dog Fonz, and then shit, my dog Burton. He like an OG in the game, so it really just be us three collabing for real. Yeah. We about to get into creating clothes. You know what I mean? We got some clothes and shit on deck that we ain't dropped. And we about to start dropping some concerts. Like we gonna start popping up to cities and doing shows and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to start paying more attention to the analytics and seeing, like, where my top cities at. I know for sure London is one of my top cities, so we going to do something over there for sure. But it's to that point to where we want to start setting our own experiences, you know what I'm saying? The tours is cool. That shit's smooth, but we want to start setting our own vibe.
With what you're saying, which, a lot of artists come on here and they'll be like, I don't understand. I mean, their music is good, but they can't find their audience and all this and that. Like, what advice can you give them to do what you did and figure out where your fan base is at, and to not always just seek validation in Detroit, but to actually find a fan base outward? Yeah,
I mean, shit, you gotta log onto your distro and check your analytics, like your Apple Music, your Spotify's. You know what I'm saying? See where the different regions at, the different cities, who listen to your songs the most, and the demographic of the people. You got to start catering to shit like that. Like all the cities that I chose to be a part of, when they presented that opportunity to me, it's because I studied that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I knew I was already getting listens in London. It wasn't a crazy amount like it is now, but I just knew like I had something going on there to where I could possibly like test the water.
When you were in Paris, was the audience? Were they able to recite your lyrics? Was it at that level yet?
Nah, so the first time, no, but the second time, yeah. Okay. So, like, when I went in April, that was my moment to where it was like, ain't nobody know who I was, I just went in there, I did my show, that was it, and it was with Rome Streets. But after we got done, it was like I left off the stage, and I was able to kind of, like, move around a little bit into the crowd, but I started to get stopped a lot. So I was like, okay, like, shit, they was actually fucking with me. So this second time I come around and I'm with Conway the Machine, and he ain't never performed in London at the legendary Jazz Cafe. Like, that's a big spot to perform at. Mm-hmm. So I did my sound check. I come outside, the line like already wrapped around the building. You know what I'm saying? It's like an hour and a half before the show. I'm waiting on the Uber. And people like, oh, fresh. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, shit. Like, hold the fuck up. Like, y'all talking to me? Like, it was a surreal moment.
Damn.
So, yeah, dog, like, It was like that. I came out, you know what I'm saying? I came back to the show. I'm already geek. And, like, I don't never get introduced. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. I don't get introduced when I perform. I come out to, you know what I'm saying, Outcast Elevators, and then I get into this track called Forgiato. So, like, the transition is crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, my DJ, Bundy, he be going crazy. We be having a good-ass show. But this time around, we came out of performing, I'm seeing motherfuckers in the crowd with Detroit shit on.
No way.
I swear. with Detroit hats on. You feel me? Like it was a nigga in the front row had a Detroit hat on, going crazy because I was performing at that bitch.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? A couple people behind him, like trying to. They ain't. I don't know if they. I don't want to get on their ass, but I don't know if they buffs was real, but they had some, they had some shit on their face, but I don't think it was the real shit. But they tried.
They're trying.
They tried. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit was a moment, bro. You know, I ain't gonna lie, that was a moment.
That's incredible, man. Even just thinking about Detroit culture in London for half a second is the funniest concept in the world. It's like legendary.
Yeah, that shit was fun, man.
Is there any projects you want to announce?
I mean, shit, I do got a project coming out, like November, December, called A Long Way From Home.
Cool.
So shit, that'll be coming out soon. The last project, From the West Side of Detroit with Love, Volume 2, just dropped about a month ago. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to continue to be consistent. About to roll out a lot of videos, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
Sure.
I'm about to really get into my motherfucking videographer bag now. So
For sure.
yeah, man.
Man, it was awesome having you on here. It's awesome to hear the story of somebody who's from here that, showed that you can build an audience outside and you can take it to the levels that you've taken it to.
Yeah.
Your material itself, you know what I'm saying? I love that there's people keeping, I'm not going to say totally hip hop, but hip hop alive. To the point where it's like, it's this new version of hip hop, which I really admire. Like I said, when we talk about the Larry Junes and stuff like that, that it's like it's a new shape on it. It's like a new way of forming it and making it still relevant, still making it hip hop, but just something fresh and new, which kind of goes with your name, Fresh. There, appreciate you being a part of this, man. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visuals, shooting these productions. We're out.
Yeah.
Peace.